Man, this is completely bonkers today. I just realized I forgot to unmute my microphone. So today's kind of a messy one, but we're just gonna keep going. Okay. The first is the eastern route, which would lead us past Maud Souk. Man. The other is the western route, which would require us to pass through the hills of Amber. When Philia and I took the eastern route last time, yes, that's the more well-trodden path. It also makes for easier traversal on the Nabath of the Nabath Severance. We can't use it. We did. We'd need to cross the Severance from a point nearby the inn at the journey's head. If the Euromorans caught wind of our approach, it could very well bring them into contact with the inn and its patients. And we can be sure their activities would not meet with Vothri's approval. It will make the journey more arduous, but I believe it will be safer to take the western route, which brings me to my proposition. It will make the western journey. While you make for the hills of Amber in the west, I will draw the Euromorans' attention elsewhere to an area in the east that I know to be uninhabited. That way, you'll have a chance at reaching Nabath Ring unopposed and without risk to civilians. I cannot deny that this is a sound plan, but nor can I allow you to go alone. My skills will make your task at least somewhat easier, will they not? I will accompany you as well. It will afford us a chance to have a proper conversation. And if I go with the others, I'm likely to say something Thancred will regret. Well then, we'll leave the work of distracting Vothri's forces to you. The rest of us will take the western route and try to avoid attracting attention. With that in mind, I think it best that we follow the route from the bridges. We'll move faster with a solid path under our feet. We'll borrow a few Amaro for our own journey. I leave the rest to you, Philia. Thank you. I'll try not to disappoint. I love how the MSQ going forward from Shadowbringers always provides us with a full party for the for our duties, right? This is nice. So, yeah. I never fully understood. I always felt like single-player duties or duty support kind of felt weird in the expansions before Shadowbringer because you were always pairing up with nameless character NPCs. But seeing how they introduced it in Shadowbringers and how each duty is always tied to a specific set of scions, it totally makes sense, I think. This is quite nice, actually. I can't fly here yet, right? No, because we haven't explored the western reaches of. Oh, we can fly. This is just Norvrand, big land. This is not. Yeah, we're still missing Amarang and Kalugia, but this is not Amarang yet. Got it. Where's our boy? Is he upstairs? Are you here? Where are you? Oh, he's downstairs. There. Ah. Here you go, buddy. There you are. The gate leading to Amarang is just up ahead. In all the time I've been here, I've never ventured into the hills of Amber. Not that I'm particularly intimidated by new lands at this point, but we have more than enough reason to be cautious as it is. Keep an eye on Minfilia for me, would you? Where are we going? Oh, we're going south from here. And then this is the transition to Amarang from here, right? Oh. Horus of the Lost Shepherd. Off so soon, Master Root. We've barely had time to recover from the battle. Well, if you're certain, I'm hardly in a position to question you.
Take comfort in the bonds you share. Accept the pain when the time comes to part. Press on, for joy and sorrow walk hand in hand. Beyond Mount Garrick lie the hills of Amber, beneath which run hidden veins of mineral wealth. Or ran, at least. Mayhap they are spent. Or mayhap the ringing of hammers can yet be heard below.
This place has been scarred by the flood too. Who can say what lies ahead? But whatever else this road may be, it is mine to travel, and I don't plan to take a moment of the time I spend upon it for granted. Then we'll be right by your side, Minfilia. Thancred is gazing with interest at the nearby village. I take it you're seeing what I'm seeing. Finding a village when we've hardly 10 paces into the hills is a surprising stroke of luck. Hey, both of you. Happy Sunday. How are you doing? Finding a village when we're hardly 10 paces into the hills is a surprising stroke of luck, especially given our recent fortunes, but you won't hear any complaints from me. Let's see if the folk who live here can tell us what to expect from the road ahead. Nice to see you both joining in, especially, well, you missed the part where my internet dropped and then I had to reconnect and then I forgot to turn on my microphone again. So the first half hour was a pretty mess, but I'm so glad you're just in time for the part that's hopefully not going to be messy anymore. And I also hope you're having a beautiful Sunday. Oh, it's kobolds. I love kobolds. You sell? No, you're no merchant. But then, why do I know your face? Oh God, I remember last time we spoke, Anna, you told me about your washing machine. I was having coffee with a friend yesterday whose dishwasher broke and flooded her kitchen or their kitchen, and now they need to get a new dishwasher after moving to Berlin. Which is well beyond their financial means at the moment because they just moved to Berlin. So, man, it's a struggle. Well, you missed my winded introduction, Leron. I leveled up Paladin to level 76 so I can continue the MSQ with Paladin. Because the Scholar already reached level 80 and I wanted to have additional classes to continue MSQ with. So I started leveling up Paladin and White Mage. And White Mage, unfortunately, still is level 75. So I have to continue with Paladin. But I got him a super sexy Neo-ish Guardian glam outfit yesterday when I splurged on the market because I realized I could now wear this even though I'm still not level 80. So yeah, I did that. And he's hot now. Such a current coin purse cracking. You are already a legend among more traders. Yeah, she did not have a great time with their flooded kitchen yesterday, unfortunately. Of course, anything for valued customers. This place is Garrick. Before the flood, it was home to many miners. After, not so many. Now, none. So Master Gengen borrowed the village, made it into a trading post. Very convenient location. In which case, you all must be familiar with the local roads, correct? We're on our way to Nabatha ourselves. If we continue south from here, will we have any difficulties reaching it? Oh yes, great difficulty. The flood rent the stone and crushed the mines surrounding Nabatha Ring. Only steep cliffs and collapsed tunnels remain. Oh no. But surely there must be some way. You think any of the other Mord might have some sort of hidden route? Perhaps. You ask, they tell. Tell for free even for friends of our best customer. That's me, by the way, the best customer. Wonderful, thank you for your help. This looks a little bit like neo-western kind of Final Frontier ghost town-ish. Well then, best customer, let's see what information your reputation buys us. Yeah, so the point is, I saw the Neo-ish Guardian outfits on other people, and I really love their look. I really love them. But before the rule adjustments to the glams, I couldn't wear them because they were level 80 and higher, right? So I had bought some, or had gotten some, while they were on some Mock Tome event. And then yesterday I realized, well, I could just buy them and just wear them. So I got myself some Neo-ish Guardian fending outfit for the Paladin, and this is my favorite actually, some Neo-ish Guardian healer outfit for the Scholar, which I think looks so cool with the Cognitome, which is one of my favorite books actually. I love it. Just, I mean, it's a book with a face. I mean, what can I say, right? And the eyes are moving and slowly blinking. How could this not be great? I love them. Yeah. I would have preferred something that doesn't have like a coat piece back here, right? Like a cape. Not a big fan of capes, but apart from that, I really love the vibes, and I think it looks really cool in white. So yeah, but not sure. I think I need to get a new shield at some point. I really like the very basic, simple sword. I don't like the sword designs that they have that are very over the top and elaborate, but I still haven't found a shield that I'm really vibing with. You wish to go to Nabatha Rang. There was a way once, a gondola down from the cliffs, but it was built for those who had left something behind that they wished to retrieve. Now there's nothing left, and no one uses it. You may search for it if you like, but I doubt that its rusted wires could bear your weight. You hastily take down a memo regarding the gondola on a spare scrap of parchment. By the way, Liron, did you see the Evercold trailer? Did you follow any of the news from Anaheim Fan Fest in the last 2 days? For Nabatharang, airship is best. Nothing is faster than an airship. Your Almorans have one, I hear. You can ask them to take it. Though it seems somewhat superfluous to do so, you dutifully make a note on Gongon's work. I'm not sure the Almorans are gonna let us use their airship. They don't. I mean, oh god, this is so cute. Little chicken cube here. Look at it. Where is the remaining buddy? Why isn't he here? They're not called kobolds in this world, right? They're called something else. Is he indoors? Yeah, I hate it when you hiding quest NPC indoors. This is just oh, that is a surprise. Not many bound for Nabatharang these days. I do know of a trolley that once went there. He used to travel between all the settlements and mines of the Hills of Amber. It is locked behind a gate, however. I assume that will have kept it from being stolen or damaged, but it also prevents it from being much use. That is very, very true, Shulsul. You take down information regarding the trolley on a wrinkled piece of parchment before stuffing it unceremoniously back into your bag. They are called the Mord. That is very correct. Thank you. My little cuties. I love them so much. Ah, Daedalus, I'm afraid I've learned little of use about how to reach Nabatharang. The Almoran presence, though, that's another matter. Apparently, though their army is definitely in Armorang, there have been no sightings of Almorans at all in the Hills of Ember. Perhaps we can take that as a sign that Alizé's plan has borne fruit. Do you have any better luck finding us a route forward? Have my hand scribble notes, Thancred. I took notes. So these are our options. What do you think? Can we get an airship anywhere? Not from Rothri, obviously. We could perhaps use Amaro, but even from a distance, I can't imagine that the Almoran army wouldn't spot us if we were to travel by air. We could try the gondola. Might die, but I'd rather not if it's all the same to you. If it went poorly, we couldn't simply wave our hands and vanish into the air like Ishtola. Not that I would recommend it even if we could. Well, that leaves the trolley, right? Always good to solve a problem with a trolley. It does seem to be the least risky of our options. And I can't imagine one gate is enough to thwart you. I'd like to know a bit more before we dash off in search of it. Perhaps Zun can offer some insight. Zun. That reminds me of a car commercial from maybe a decade back. But anyway, don't listen to it. Oh, valued customers. We're the other mode of help. I don't know yet what my board voice is going to be. Please bear with me here. Of a fashion, they told of a trolley that runs to Nabatharang at least. But am I correct in thinking that there was a reason you did not so yourself when first we asked? Yes, the gate, you see, it's impassable. Before, there was a hulking thing of stone. the Talos. It opened the gate, they say. But none operate such a thing now. I do not even know how it yet exists. I do not know, but you should travel east to Mount Baran Mines. That is where the trolley control stands. I still see miners there from time to time. If anyone knows what happened to the Talos. Let's go to the miners to solve our trolley problem. It would be them. Thank you. You've been a great help. We're off to Mount Baran then. Let's hope that someone will be there to answer our questions. What about ether currents though? Are there any? Should we collect them? Where are we going? What is happening here? Going this way? I think we're going this way. There's a settlement here. Yeah, this looks real neo-Western. Ghost City style. The scale of the track is impressive, I'll give them that. Now we only need to follow until we come to the mines. Okay. Thank you so much, Captain Obvious. Okay, now it's okay. You're leading me around and across, right? Holy guacamole. So this is Mount Baran Mines, and then I have to find a way across. Okay, I love how gnomes are apparently just little golems. It is Westworld, right? It's very empty Western kind of everybody's dead kind of desert situation, right? It is. Unfortunately, anyone who might know to use them is not. We might wait for Zoom Zoom's mysterious miners to appear, or have a look around and see if we can deduce anything useful in their absence. I'm in favor of the latter. Something near the entrance to the mines proper caught Orianger's eye. Meet us there if you find anything. Okay. So there's an iron rail here. Flecks of rust adorn the rails, but they nevertheless appear sturdy enough to bear the trolley without issue. Oh. Is it something up here? Spot from up here. Oh, there's just a golem here. Crates. Ah, there's something. something here on the trolley. The benches within suggested it must have been a passenger car. Oddly enough, though, it is clearly old. It appears to be well maintained. Okay. Great. Amazing. Is that an old Talos? I think this is an old Talos, right? This is honestly something that I'd really be interested in. Figuring out more about the Talos that we've, like the derelict Talos that we've seen, and I think it was in Norvrand, or it was even in the other part of Amarang. The cup is slightly warm and a fair amount of tea, steeped over long. Color, as any indication, remains within. Okay, so there must have been people here, but they're hiding from us. Is that what's happening? Oh man, go away. Go away, little coyote, please. I don't want to hurt you. Coyote's like, yeah, but I want to hurt you. There you are, come on. This stupid long-ass combo. There you go. Huh. What hast thou discerned? I see. Indeed, thine observations are consistent with my own. But let us refrain from further discussion ere our comrades arrive. Ample evidence of recent maintenance and a lukewarm tea besides. The levers for switching tracks looked like they were in good condition, though I couldn't move them myself. No ordinary person could, I think. It is my belief that no person is meant to. It is the Talos. I'm going to tell you guys, it's the Talos. This Talos beareth more than a passing resemblance to golems of the source. Nor does it appear to be the sole example of its kind. The proliferation of Talos fragments, as well as the enormity of the mechanisms here, suggest a considerable number were once in operation. Ah! See? Alas, this specimen and its fellows now lie lifeless and broken, and I know not how to repair them, that they might facilitate our passage through the gate. And without the aid of the Talos, even if thou wert somehow able to unbar the trolley's path, we would still have no means of propelling it. You might not know how to repair the Talos, but someone must. Otherwise, why keep everything else in working order? Whoever is maintaining the cars and rails must know something that we don't. Let's ask them what it is, shall we? Settlers, I do believe you'll find a person of some interest skulking in the shadows behind the warehouses on the northwestern side of the tracks. While you two have a friendly chat, the rest of us will gently encourage those to the south to come out of hiding. The Defend yourselves as necessary, of course, but do try to keep everyone in one piece. Off we go then. Yeah. So, cuts through here. And then see what's behind those. Oh, there's a suspicious man. Oh, coyote. At least combat is more interesting than healer combat, right? More buttons to push and all that. But hello, suspicious man. What is up with you? Wicked White. Where did you come from? No, never mind that. You have no business here. Of that, I'm sure. Dude! Oh, buddy. Really? Shit. Stop doing that. Oh. What are you? Fresh-faced man and a well-muscled man. Are these just smugglers? Good to hear. These two weren't much trouble either. Let's see what they have to say for themselves. Us, we're not the brigands come to take what isn't ours. Do we honestly look like we need to steal? What, some rusted bit of iron? Don't be absurd. We're not here to rob you. A likely story. You look, well, badass is what you want to say? You don't look normal, that's for certain. You don't have any wares, so you're clearly not merchants. Travelers never pass this way. The only reason you could come all the way out here is to strip the machinery for parts. We just want to use the machinery, man. Oh, Thaf, I have an idea. What if, once upon a time, a lovely lady of noble birth ventured forth in search of a lost love, joined by her two most loyal servants, sworn to follow her on to World's End. On their journey, they met a sorcerer, an ancient one as time itself. Moved by the lady's devotion, he offered to be her guide, and they turned up here somehow. I can only assume that you're being intentionally obtuse, but in the unlikely event that that's a serious conjecture, no. I suppose I am a bodyguard of sort, but we have rather large concerns that fairy tale... Oh, we have rather larger concerns than fairy tale romances. Why, man? I love fairy tale romances. Though I would fain hear more of this ageless sorcerer and his heroic deeds. Gods grant me strength. Yeah, we definitely need to stroke. We definitely need to stroke Oriange's ego much more. It's really underdeveloped, right? If I may, we're actually searching for a means by which to travel to Nabath Orang. We were hoping for the trolley here to offer a solution. I realize that we haven't gotten off on the best of starts, but if you know anything about how we might get it working again. The trolley. Trolley. You should have led with that. We're always keen to discuss the trolley. We're both engineers in training, in fact. Jarek and Taffy, at your service. Technically, I'm a miner and he does repair work, but our true passion is the trolley. We're working with a few other folks to get it up and running again. And before you ask, yes, it's true that there's little in need of transport these days, but that's no reason to consign a miracle of mechanical innovation to dust. The mere sight of it traveling the track once again would make hearts sore, mark my words. What is up with that guy's back? That's just unnecessary, right? Man, cover that up. You all make us look bad. What is going on with that back? You'll hear no argument from us. What progress have you made thus far? Man, is that what miners look like? I should be mining more. Not as much as we'd like, truth be told. Well, is there anything we could do to assist you? We could gather materials or help put pieces together. Yeah, I would love some gathering quests, please. It's a sight more complicated than that, I'm afraid. If you spoke with Magnus, you'd understand. He's the only one with full knowledge of the trolley's operation. I suppose you could speak with him if you'd like. We'll introduce you. Very well. Our options are limited, and if this Magnus can explain whatever is preventing the trolley from being restored, I'd like to hear it. Right. It looks like you'll be following us back to Twine then. I guess we are. Looks like. Man, I still can't get over this back, honestly. And this outfit. It's a lot. If you're ready, we can leave right now. Though, you haven't seen another fellow around here, have you? I thought he'd have come out by now. Oh, I beat him up, I think. You think he'll be alright? That's... Well, I suppose we did force your hand a bit. I'll have a look, just in case. Go on ahead, Thef. Alright. Looks like it'll be just you and me, then. Try not to let anything take a bite out of you on the way to the rail yard. Okay. Well, then let's go to the rail yard. I mean, honestly, it would be really easy to traverse this if my chocobo could just fly, guys. Have you thought about that? No? Okay, then maybe not. By the way, there's no... Still no current around here. Damn! Smarts, did he have to thump me so hard? I'll be feeling that for the next fortnight at least. Not to be done about it now, though. I've pointed your overeager companions in the right direction and they've gone on ahead, so we need to get moving. Normally, we'd walk atop the tracks, but seeing as the young lady has a much shorter stride, that's more perilous a route than I'm comfortable suggesting. Wouldn't want anyone falling through the gaps. Of course, the low road presents other dangers, but having been on the receiving end of your friend's blows, I'm not worried on that account. So we're not gonna go over the tracks, but underneath? Is that what you're telling me? Why are you doing this to me? You can enjoy the scenery. Yeah, thanks, buddy. The northern adventure. Oh, come on, Billy. Wait, are you the goat or am I? You know what? Let's get that chocobo out just in case. Wait a moment. I think I hear something. Oh, that's something, all right. Run! What? Something. That's a coyote, man. Oh no. Let's go. Sorry about that. I'll admit, I didn't expect this route to be quite so fraught with danger. But we're nearly to Twine though, so we should make it without further incident. So there's a lesson in here somewhere, right? Just because somebody has like a broad back and they've been working out, doesn't mean they're helpful in hand-to-hand combat. They might just be a miner, right? Or just a really vain person who's working out or something, right? Keep that in mind, folks. Ooh. You're right. So. Not here. Let's see what our new haughty friend has to say. This is it. Welcome to Twine. Great place you've got. Love it, man. Looks cozy. Lots of lumber. The original dwellings were built to house those laborers tasked with building the track. Over time, miners came to seek their fortunes, and that's what made the town grow to what you see here today. But it was still the trolley that brought them here. This trolley seems to be like really gathering some attention. As you've doubtless noticed, the tracks go to the very heart of the town. It was the heart of the town back when the trolley still carried everyone home at the end of each hard day at the mines. Now there is no trolley. Not much work to be had in the mines, for that matter. The only residents that remain are the destitute, the delusional, and those with nowhere else to go. Or so they say. That should give you some indication of what to expect when you meet Magnus. As I said, it will help you to understand why we can't get the trolley running. Just don't expect too much aside from that. Well, that's encouraging, but I don't see that we have any other choice. Let's go and meet that man. I am expecting... Oh, okay. You have a drinking problem, buddy. Is that what this scene is supposed to tell me? Who are you supposed to be? Never seen the three of you in my life. Or the four of you? Wicked white. If you're going to bother me, at least have the damned currency to stand still. Methinks this one is deep in his cups. What gave it away, Orianger? What gave it away? These are my guests, Magnus. We ran into them at the mines. They're looking for a way to reach Nabatha Ring, so they came to ask about the trolley, you see. What? There's nothing in Nabatha Ring. Not anymore. Especially not for frail little girls. Give it up. No, we must reach Nabatha Ring. I must. Thanks, Gaia. Well, you have your heart set on it. The world doesn't care. The place is a ruin. Nothing more. And you're not getting there in the trolley. The thing doesn't run on hopes and dreams. We're not fools. It's necessity that drives us to Nabatha Ring. If you insist that the trolley is not an option, then at least tell us why. I'm sick of people asking me about the last thing. Leave me be. Well, we'll speak outside. So, the drunkard is no help. He only said that because he thinks I'm weak, and he's right, but I can't be, I won't be forever. There has to be some way. I must find it. I'm sorry, I was stuck in my own head again. It's clear that Magnus has no intention of helping us, but perhaps we should ask the other residents? They may know something of the trolley. I'll take the north side of town. Let me know if you learn anything. Tancred, art thou truly content to stand witness to fate's course and take no part? This isn't a matter of fate, Orianger. It's about choice, and I've had years to decide what I stand. Minfilia has spent too long in chains already. I would not shackle her again by making my hopes known. It is for her to choose what shape her destiny. It is for me to stay silent, protect her, teach her, and stand by her. That, at least, I can do for her. So be it. Come, let us make our own inquiries. Ah, man. Love me some complicated relationship. Oh, there's nothing here. There's probably somebody in that shed that I need to... Oh no, he's right here. Jarek, man, I love that outfit, by the way. I love the coat. I love the scarf and the balloon hat. That's a good vibe. Oh, there you are. You'll be pleased to know that I got a friend back home with no trouble, and he's just fine. He was just a bit shaken up is all. And you, did Magnus have anything to say? Huh. I did have a faint hope that your need might prompt him to action, where our interest has not. But I suppose that was foolish of me. I'm sorry that we couldn't be of help, though. I could at least show you the trolley car we have here, right? You could give it a stroke or two. It has some very smooth wood. It's a very weird thing to say, Jarek. You mean, say you're not giving up, even knowing that Magnus is... Magnus? I don't see much point in your being stubborn about it. Though perhaps stubbornness is exactly what the situation calls for. Can't forge iron without an anvil after all. Can't imagine that anything you try will work, but if you're certain, you can help me make preparations in the event that it does. To end that, take this toolbox. We're going to inspect the rails. Have a long look at the tracks for anything that is in need of repair. You bring the tools and be ready to hand them to me whenever I stop to work. Okay, buddy. Where you going? Don't run away from me. Where did you go? Open the toolbox next to Derek. Oh god. Right outside town. Here on the upper side, next to the rails somewhere. Man. Oh, the... Ah. Found an ether current. Can you see it? This spot looks like it could use a bit of work. Can you ready the tools for me? Is this giving Stand By Me vibes to anybody, or is it just me? This spot looks like it could use a bit of work. Can you ready the tools for me? Sure, man. I haven't seen that movie in decades. Anyway. You open the box, revealing the proud array of lovingly maintained tools within. Brilliant. Now, if you could hand me what I need to work, that would be a help. In this case, well, this bolt is loose for one matter. We can't have that. I'll need to tighten it. A vicious-looking saw, a mid-sized wrench, a ragged cloth. Thank you. This one will do nicely. Now, just give me a moment and... There. I don't see any other problems here, so let's continue along the track. Can we... Whoa! Buddy. You scared the heck out of me. You have to get... Yeah. So, Jarek, what do we have here? What are we doing? You set down the toolbox, the muscles of your arms enjoying profound relief, and open it once again. You're quite handy to have around, you know? As to the lamp here, these aren't often necessary these days, but if we're going to do this, we might as well do this properly. And if by some miracle the night returns, as it did in Lakeland, well, it's a nice thought. Anyhow, a bit of this post seems to have splintered. Whether its lamp is to be lit or not, we wouldn't want these little pieces of wood jabbing the next person who comes through here to do maintenance. I'll need to sand it down a bit. Well then, have you tried using a file? This is a bit like helping my dad with handiwork when I was like 10 years old, right? And he's just throwing out names of like tools, and I have to figure out what they mean and which tools those are, right? That should do it. I'll bring some varnish along next time to finish the job. I haven't spotted any other problems, so we can move along now. Unless you'd like to take in the views of the tracks from here a bit longer? It's breathtaking, I know. Mining has always been the primary vocation of folks here. But after a certain point, they had dug up everything that could easily be reached and carried back by manpower alone. I mean, are you even basically a handiworks child if you don't know what tools they need in any given situation based on what they're currently doing, right? I mean, I don't know, man. I was really useless, you know. It's a Schrodinger's handyman situation where you basically grow up as a kid in a working class family, and on the one side, your father expects you to do better than him and basically not have a working class job, but also continuously complains about you being useless with your hands and not being able to work with your hands because that is still expected for some reason, right? I don't know. I never could understand that logic, and it always bummed me. I'm quite handy with tools nowadays, but as a 10-year-old, I wasn't, and I don't think I was expected to be. So, I don't know, man. Maybe I need to talk to my therapist about this, not you. Anyway, mining has always been Yeah. It was then that the Nabath Empire struck upon the idea of the Talos, which they had seen at work abroad. At great expense, the Nabath brought the Mistal engineers who specialized in Talos here to the hills. And wouldn't you know it, in the mining industry, picked up right back again. It's just things you know, Anna. It's just you know them. If you don't know them, then what are you even doing, right? Just, you're expected to know these things. Twine itself sprung up around that time, as a matter of fact. It was named after the entwining of tales, the fruitful cooperation between the native Ronso and the newly come Mistal. It's also wrong for me to look up how to do them online because the online guides are, of course, wrong. Yeah. The only way to know things, especially when it comes to handiwork, is just by I don't know, some kind of generational knowledge transfer that happens magically. I don't know. But that, like so much else, fell apart in the wake of the flood. The Mistal left, taking their knowledge with them. It was 15 years ago that the last of them, the folks from... Oh, nice. See, I love it when that name comes up. The folks from Daedalus Stonework took off for Yulmore, and now no one remains that can repair and operate the Talos. This is so funny because this is my name, man. But there's no use in lamenting what can't be changed. And there's one more thing we need to do while we're out here, so we might as well try to get it. Vultures occasionally make their nests on the tracks, you see, and it falls to us to remove them when they do. The creatures are angry when disturbed, which is natural, but nevertheless a danger to anyone passing by. It's not my favorite task, to be honest with you. As you may have noticed, I'm not terribly suited for confrontation. That said, would you follow the tracks north and remove the nests you find for me? I'll keep an eye on things from here. Sure, buddy. Sure. Which way is north? You're using these words, expecting me to know what they mean. Man. And the vulture's like, yeah, man, I don't like that. Don't remove my nest. What is wrong with you? I live here. You can't expect to just set up like a perfectly cozy place for a nest and me not to occupy it. That's not how it works. Oh man. Poor little desert vulture getting slapped by me. It's even six. It's even a 6-hit combo. I thought it was a 5-hit combo, but then I just realized that supplication moves into sepulture for a last hit. Man, there should be another nest somewhere here. I am really, really excited to see how they redesign this in Evolve mode. I'm really hyped about this. From everything I've seen yesterday, and honestly, I don't know what to expect from Berlin Fan Fest after what I've seen from Anaheim in the last 2 days. In terms of news, and I don't want to over-expect stuff, but I'm really, really excited and super happy to actually be there. That's going to be really cool. Is there anything else I need to do here? Jarek. Okay, Jarek. Where did you go, buddy? And now there any ether currency? No, there aren't. Okay, that's good. Huh. I also, by the way, I have a super intense fear of heights. So running around and jumping around on these kind of situations always feels a little anxiety inducing, to be honest. I didn't have that. I didn't have that in the past with video games, but the older I got, the worse my fear of heights got. So, yeah, that's something I actually I said that earlier. I haven't played PvP yet, but what I've seen in YouTube videos recently is that a lot of folks that have covered Evolved mode said that it was quite similar to how they reworked PvP actions, and they quite liked it. So I think I will be looking into PvP in the next couple of weeks just to understand how they streamlined and changed combat design there and what to expect from Evolved mode. But judging from what I've seen in the dev table that they've shared with us yesterday, I think it was, I am really, really excited. It looks like such a huge improvement and such a great way to streamline combat. And I think that a lot of folks are really happy to see the 2-minute burst window go. So yeah, I don't know. I just really want to try it out. So maybe I'll dip my toes into PvP in the next couple of weeks to get a little glimpse of how it currently works and what to expect. You can travel to Wolf's Den Pier and just hit a dummy. Just teleporting there will change your hotbar to PvP. You won't be forced to queue for anything unless you want to. I didn't know that. Oh, this is good to know. Sick. Thanks for letting me know. That's a good point. But no, I'll definitely try out Frontline. I think I want to dip my toe into it a little bit more in the next couple of weeks. Spend a little bit more time with this game. And yeah, honestly, there's so much stuff I haven't seen. But yeah, time, you know. In return for your help, I'll tell you a bit more about the trolley. Nothing that I can get it started again, though. As I said, the only people who knew how to repair the Talos are long gone. When they left, the life began to bleed out of them. The trolley's tracks rusted and its cars fell into disrepair. Now, I was born in Twine, raised here. My first word was trolley, damn it. And those were the worst years of my life. Then, about 7 years passed. Magnus and his wife returned to us. Magnus is a real, proper trolley engineer, and perhaps he would never have left in the first place if it hadn't been for his son. As you're well aware, Amarang is hardly the safest place. Magnus wanted his child to grow up away from its dangers. It didn't help in the end. The Sin Eaters got the boy. Isn't that always the way? The child had always said that someday he wanted to see Magnus's trolley running again. So in his memory, they returned to Twine. Started fixing those rusted rails and broken cars, and it was going well for a time. What the hell is that? Wicked White. Vultures? Are they back for revenge? Never mind. I don't want to find out. Are we running? Great, we're running. Yeah, I think I really need to start doing some PvP in Frontline. I think there's also nice glamours to be had there, right? So maybe that's something I just need to look into. Nice work out there. And now you know the story of the trolley. Won't do much good without the Talos, though. There was even a single one that still functions. Things might be different. Oh, here we are. Despite his better judgment, Jarek is considering throwing you a bone. Not that it'll do you any good, but we do have a Talos we've been meaning to repair. I can show you if you'd like. It'd certainly be nice to hear something other than Magnus's griping. So where is the problem in... Just repair it, man. What is going on? Just redo the wiring, fix up some batteries, and then... I don't know. Change the suspension. Oh, buddy. Truly a most vexing state of affairs. I thought mayhap a close examination might yield something of value, but... Indeed, were it not for a few minor failings, it would be in working condition. It will likely require naught but a few modest repairs and a suffusion of ether. Well, if you think you can get the thing up and running, far be it from me to stop you, but what exactly do you reckon is the problem? I should stress that I have performed only the most cursory of examinations, though such arcane constructs are not wholly unfamiliar to me. As I did suspect from the first, it is host to a network of veins through which ethers floweth freely. Or so it would, were it not for several fractures which now impede said flow. How in the hells did you get all that from just a glance? I take it you've thought up a solution as well then. To bridge these fissures requireth a material highly conductive. Once in place, I believe it will be possible to restore the Talos to life. Might I prevail upon thee to acquire that which we require? Not far beyond the walls of twine dwelleth a creature of living stone, the Debitage. Fully sure am I that stone from such a being would prove most suitable to our needs. Very good. I shall have Thancred and Menphilia attend me in the remaining preparations. I spied but 3 obstructions to the flow of the ether in the Talos, and that I would ask you to provide 3 stones of the Debitage. All else would be made ready upon thy return. That's just easy peasy, right? Simple stuff. Kill the monster, gather the rock, repair the thing. That is simple. Yes, this is an ether current quest, but we're not going to do that now. We'll leave the quick-witted scavenger for another time, I think. There's another one over there, I guess. Shit, come on. Go away. There we go. And back we bamf. Y'shtola and the twins went somewhere else. So I think basically Y'shtola and the twins went to the other part of Amarang to basically provide a distraction, I think. That's what we were talking about, because we realized that the Yulmorans were gathering in Amarang. So there was this fear of them basically showing up where we are. So I think what Y'shtola and the twins are doing is they're in the eastern part of Amarang, creating a distraction or something like that. And then Minfilia, Thancred, and Urianger are with me because, of course, we need a full party, right? Come on, Urianger, fix it. Thancred and Minfilia return here along with the remaining supplies we require. Didst thou succeed in procuring stone from the debitage? Fine specimens, one and all. You have my thanks. We need now but wait for Thancred and Minfilia's return. From end to end, the paths by which ether may flow through the Talos have been duly mended. But they require a sufficient endowment. I love how this whole village has been trying to get this Talos to work, and the only thing it needed was basically Urianger showing up. Strange. Refuseth to stir. I fear the condition of this Talos is more dire than I previously surmised. As a heart driveth blood through a man's veins, so doth the core ether throughout the massive frame. Failing its repair or replacement, the Talos cannot be restored. So it's not that. Okay. So it was the heart after all. Thou didst foresee this outcome? Well, no, not exactly. We'd never gotten this far in trying to repair it, so we had no way of knowing the heart was the real problem. We tried to find another, in case things turned out as they are now, but... Jarek? This isn't really my story to share. Please, Jarek, if something went wrong, maybe we can help. All right. After all you lot have done for me, I suppose it's the least I can do. Jarek may come to regret this next decision. Right, the Talos, their hearts cannot be made of just any stone. You need a special sword with sufficient ethereal conductivity. Both it and the other materials used in the construction of Talos' bodies are mined in the same place. That place, of course, being here, the Hills of Amber. And it was 3 years ago when she... No, I can't. I'm sorry, but you'll have to hear it from Thafi or someone else. Back to the tavern, then. Is this where this story is tying back into Minfilia? Oh, Magnus is gone, but Thafi's still here, eh? can ask again, but the answer is the same. Our trolleys are... I don't care about the trolley. What? God damn it, Jarek. You could have at least finished so I wouldn't have to clean up your mess. Seeing how you made such quick progress in fixing the Talos, he was probably thinking you could help change things around. And I think he may be right. Gather your friends and I'll tell you what you need to know.
Magnus's wife was a miner, you know. Greatest prospector there ever was. When the golem heart started failing, she was the first to head out in search of more. Problem was, most of the veins ran dry ages ago, and finding fresh ones to tap's only gotten harder. But she wasn't one to be deterred. She just kept digging deeper and deeper. And then the mine collapsed.
Well, at least she didn't unleash a Balrog, right?
We labored day and night to clear away the rubble, but it took us 2 months to find her.
Okay.
To find her body. Magnus has never been the same since.
I guess losing your child and your wife will do that to you?
Where is he, if you don't mind my asking?
Ah, yes, well, if he's not here, there's only one other place he'd be.
Fucking hell.
What? Oh, you again. How many times must I tell you? The trolley won't run! We'd be better off dismantling the damn thing and selling the parts for scrap. Now, piss off back to wherever you came from. And don't let me catch you around here again.
What were their names?
My son was named Skuli. My wife, Agna. Being here with them, it beats going home. Home stopped being home when I lost them. I thought to try and drown my sorrows, but somehow, the bottle's never deep enough.
No bottle is. Believe me, I know.
You've lost someone too.
Not like you. Not my own flesh and blood. I grew up an orphan, so I never really knew what family meant. Not until I met a man who offered to take me in and make me his pupil. He was a kindly soul, always looking out for me, like a father. Not that I appreciated that at the time, or anything else for that matter. But I finally had a family. And then I robbed a young girl of hers. I did my best to make amends, to offer her comfort. But the more I look back on it, the more I realize just how inadequate my efforts were. I let her down. That is why I refuse to let her legacy die. In the end, all we can do is press on, for those we have lost, for those we can yet save. And that requires your Talos. Please, Magnus. You are our only hope of reaching Nabarth Areng.
What rubbish.
She's not gone. No matter what you say or believe, she's not. We can still bring her back.
Full well do I know the pain of loss and how heavily it can weigh on one's heart. Nevertheless, there is but one way forward. We must needs procure a new heart for the Talos. Laffy, knowest thou any location wherein we might find the stone we require? No matter how scant the possibility. Jesus, we would seize it. I told you all of the veins were tapped dry years ago. Though I suppose, if you really wanted to try, you may find something at Novi's leavings. It was opened well before Talos became commonplace, which is why the mining there was never quite as deep. When you get there, look for Guthjon and tell him I sent you. But don't be surprised if he tells you the same thing. Thine assistant is most appreciated. Shadowless, I think best Thancred join thee in this search. Though he would be quick to deny it, his heart is in turmoil, and his thoughts clouded. It would be unwise to ignore his distress. Okay. Okay. Come on, Thancred, buddy. Let's get your mind off things. Let's get you to work. Off to somewhere, are you? At last. A lead on the stone we need to power the Talos. I can't very well have you go on your own. Either way. I'd say we're long overdue for a good turn. I can only hope the gods feel the same way. Now, Novi's leavings was to the south, was it? Let's get going. I think at some point I need to wrap up the school quests here. But I think for now we'll just go straight for the MSQ quest and do the school quests a little bit later. Thanks for joining, Anna. Have a beautiful Sunday. Enjoy whatever you're doing, and see you around. Take care. Thanks for the company. Okay, so this is Nuvi's leaving. It's very dark. The way you described it, I was expecting the place to be abandoned. Perhaps our fortunes are finally improving, though we should probably hear with Guthjon. Guthjon? I don't know. has to say before we celebrate. Assuming we can find him, that is. Oops. Where we're going, I guess this is where we're going. Got a nice little mine here. Who are you and what are you doing here? Oh, you should have listened to Thafi. You're wasting your time. This site is not as developed as the others, is it not? Surely there must be something left. I should explain. The stone you're looking for is leonine. All the talus in the hills of Amber are powered using them. Or were at least. Anyway, what's left, if anything, is too far below to be safely excavated. In the deepest reaches of the mine, we use talos to keep the pathways from collapsing. They're still there, but they could give out at any time, which is why much of the mine is closed off. Then our only option is to search the higher levels for any fragments of leonine that may have been overlooked. I suppose there may be one other way. Well, don't leave us in suspense. What you're asking is for a trade secret. I'll need to be duly compensated. Fine. What do you want? The other day, I found a Vobort gold piece down in the mines. A bloody gold piece. And wouldn't you know, I dropped the damn thing somewhere while I was working. Find it, and I'll tell you what you want to know. You drive a hard bargain, sir, but we'll take it. It seems we have a work cut out for us. Thankfully, I have an idea of how we might hurry things along. Okay, Tancred. As I'm sure you've noticed, despite their best efforts to illuminate the corridors, it's rather dark in here, meaning it will be that much harder to find a single coin hiding in the shadows. That's why I propose we use these sun drops. They help the eye take in more light. Why don't you start to search further in, and I'll handle the area here. I'll retrace your steps in case you happen to miss it. If you feel the drops effects wear off, you can give more. I can give you more, so don't worry. Okay, where are we going? Shadow. Come on, buddy. Come on, man. So, are we lucky? You turn over a rock and you find the gold piece. That was easy. I was hoping he'd drop the gold piece somewhere closer to the entrance. More fool me for thinking Lady Luck was on our side. Or maybe she is. Yours at least. In the end, my contribution was little more than poor company. Well, I couldn't have done it without your drops. So you say, but you have a proven knack for success regardless of circumstances. I doubt very much I could have discovered it unassisted. I only managed to survive the Kurethan wilderness and the Imperial capital by virtue of intensive preparation. A habit of mine since childhood, and one of my few positive traits which endeared me to Wa, I imagine. It hasn't been easy finding ways to compensate for my condition. Every tool and trinket has proven vital to my continued success, such as it is. Had I chosen to pursue the arcane arts rather than espionage, well, I'd rather not think. So long as I have the means to protect those dear to me and to see my duties through, that's all that matters. Now, let's hurry and see that return to Guthion. The sooner we get back to Orianger and Minfilia, the better. Ah, shit, I need to be level 77 to do that. This is so silly. I'm missing, like... Just gonna go kill something now. Come on. That's just completely silly, right? That's just 20-something thousand XP. Come on. I don't even know how much XP monsters give you, but I feel like... Oh, this is gonna take too long, right? Man, so stupid. You can queue up for a frontline daily. Queue up for a frontline. Daily gives about half a level XP, I believe. Okay, that's good to know. I don't think I'm going to do that right now. But I never did those. Yeah. Current daily frontline battle will be joined. Successful completion will earn you far greater rewards. Okay. 20 minutes. Okay. Man, I'm always nervous to do something like that on a whim. But I'll check it out when I'm off stream as to not make a fool of myself. And then I'll level up Paladin accordingly. But definitely a good point. I also still need to do some duties to complete my Book of Wonders for this week. I still haven't done that either, so I'll have a little bit of work to do. That would have been sufficient for me to level up. But anyway. To be honest, I wasn't sure if you could pull it off. But you did, and I'm a man of my word. Come with me. Where are we going? Of the mine. Love it. Go away, Golem. Go away. Yeah, I could quickly check out a fate in the area. That would also be possible, definitely. Every time I step out of those mines, the sky seems to get brighter. I never leave them. I'd never leave them if the air wasn't so stale. But you're not come to hear my grievances. You're after Leonine. First, I have to ask, you ever heard of rockworms? No, I have in fact not heard of rockworms. Rockworm. We know them by another name, but I'm fairly certain locals call them knockers. Hey, that they do. Whatever you want to call them, those little bastards may be the answer for your troubles. They can fit through cracks and crevices down where we could never hope to reach. And on occasion, they come back with something valuable. They dig up Leonine in the mines. It's a rare occurrence, but yes, that said, it usually amounts to no more than a few flakes. Well, our only other option sounds tantamount to suicide, so how can we draw out these rockworms? Over by that shack, you'll find a bag full of smoke bombs. Set off a few in the mines and you'll flush them out in no time. Once they're out in the open, knock them senseless and check their backs. I should warn you, this method of mining, if you call it like that, is used as last resort on account of what little they'll like to bring back. You'll want to cover as much ground as you can if you hope to find anything of value. Assuming you do find something, bring it here and I'll have a look. We could split up if we're to cover more ground as he suggests. If you can cover these 3 areas on your map, I'll see to the parts between them. Right. Kill some golems while we're at it. Let's see if we can get some XP. That is so stupid. That would take forever. Anyway. Place the smoke bombs at the designated locations inside the mine. There you go, buddy. Ooh, I finished Bosom Buddies 1. Okay. I think that means I can level up my my chocobo. So, we're gonna wrap up this quest and then call it a day. I just didn't want to do it mid-quest, so... Oops. Let's see if we can do this, and then... wrap this up for today. Here we go. The air in the mines grows thick with smoke. Nearby you hear the soft rumbling of stones. Inspect the rubble and slay any knockers that appear to acquire glittering rocks. Okay, great. Oh, there's another one. Here you go. This is gonna be a lot of work, is it not? There's another one. Go, buddy. Come on. There's another piece of rubble back there. You like that? Should probably be another one here back in this cave. Yep. Got it. There's another one back there. I can see it from here. There's more of you. And then there was 2 left. Come on. on, you little buddies. Come on. There's one back there in the depths. I have this tendency to always use the AoEs as a default on my paladin, just because I've gotten so used to using these in dungeon pulls that I sometimes forget that I shouldn't be always using the AoEs, but I tend to do that. Yeah, still gotta switch back to Scholar to hand off this quest. Anyway, there you are. Find anything promising? Yep, glittering rocks. 7 of them, man. Between the two of you, I'd say you've gotten quite the haul. Let's get comfortable, friends. I'm going to take it on some time to sift through all of this.
You may not remember this about Arminfilia, but prior to founding the Path of the 12, long before the Scions, she was something of a miner. After her father died, Flamine took her in and taught her the trade. I think they were both seeking to fill the void left by a loved one. Maybe that's why she took to it so readily. Back in those days, I spent most of my time in the Quicksand, or some other tavern, loosening tongues and gathering secrets. Occasionally, I'd catch a glimpse of her in the street, on her way home after another hard day's work. I always felt a wave of relief when I saw she'd come back safe, along with a pang of guilt at the fact I wasn't there to support her as I should have been. Simply speaking with her more than once in a blue moon would have been a good start, but I could never bring myself to do it. Instead, I threw myself into my work and became every drunkard's best friend.
Not your finest hour, to say the least.
Far from it, and Flamine has never let me live it down. But that was a lifetime ago. Here and now, I have another chance to do things right, and I will not squander it again.
Hey! Come and see what I found! You're not going to believe this!
Did we find some Leonine finally?
Tell me it's Leonine.
Leonine.
It is at that. You lot were born lucky.
Yes, we were.
It's mostly broken pieces. But look at this.
Lucky and good looking.
This is a rather fine specimen.
It's been decades since we found anything approaching this big.
Jesus.
But that's not all. There's an engraving on it.
Ah, these scratches here. They're a little hard to make out. To my beloved Magnus and Schoolie.
Yes! Do you see? It was a gift to Magnus from his wife. She found it. She really found it. She must have spent her final hours carving this message into the stone, in the hope that he might see it one day. Those rock-backed bastards must have made off with it before we could clear a path to her. It's fate that brought you here to find this stone. No other explanation. It makes me wonder what else might still be buried in these parts.
I mean, we still got to resolve Minfilia's destiny, right? Coral pink dye, lilac purple dye. Yeah, lilac purple sounds nice. That feels like one of my colors. All right, folks. We'll call it a day for today. I think that was enough. It was a rough start. I had the internet break off at some point. I had to restart the stream. Then I forgot my microphone. But I think we had a couple of fun hours after that. And I really appreciate the company. So thank you very, very much. Thanks, Color Tinker, for keeping me company. Thanks, Anna, for keeping me company in the chat as well. I always appreciate that a lot. I will definitely be looking into the PvP front lines in the next couple of days. I will probably also do some duties to level up White Mage and Paladin again. Continue the MSQ with the 2 of those instead of the Scholar. And look into some interesting duties or things to do as long as the tomestones are still going on. I really, really, really want to do I really want to at least do the Royal City of Rabanastre once this week to claim the remaining 20 tomestones and get some nice glams. And then we'll continue from here in 7 days time, next Sunday. So I'm super hyped. I'm super hyped right now after all the announcements in the last couple of days. I'm excited for Evercold. I'm super excited for the reworks in Evolved mode. I really think I can catch up with the MSQ in time for Evercold. Which is in January 27th, so that should actually be doable. And then that would be my first expansion that I can dive in basically in real time. Let's see how that goes. In any case, thank you for keeping me company. Thank you for watching. If you mind leaving a like or subscribing to the channel, it would be highly appreciated. I know I'm just doing this for fun and myself, but I always appreciate a follow and a like. Apart from that, have a beautiful Sunday. Enjoy your time. Have a great time, and I'll see you around. Take care. Stay safe, and see you. Thanks, everybody. Bye-bye.